Revolutionary War.
So now you have to ask yourself, in a grand scheme of things, in 2000 years from now, will any of those be remembered?
I think those four will be remembered for sure. Maybe the suffrage rights. I could see those being forgotten about more.
I
You know.
think, I think when I think about that, I don't. I think in terms of global civilization and humanity, I think maybe the first one would be remembered, but everything else, like suffrage right, that is
Yeah.
very American. Definitely, American history will be
But
there.
that's also Greek, right? Like
I mean, we didn't like we had our own rules. Like we also had the same problems,
mhm.
but yeah, like human gain that kind of like access to voting, but in grand scheme of things, like in different kind of like civilizations, as far as I know, we had like different kind of like privileges for women and people, right? So in ancient history, like in Greek history, yeah, like a woman had a big power in our society.
Can you explain this a little more? Because you've talked about this before, saying that you view in Greece that women have more rights
Absolutely,
than people in North America.
but they are not generally classified as feminists.
Yes. So explain
And
this.
like basically, I think in Greece, women have a very high status and very highly respected. Um, Without the necessary I would say like in North America, one thing is like everyone is talking about it, right? Like
Yes.
you have all these representatives say, oh, we should do this and that, right? But in reality it doesn't really necessarily, I don't consider there is so much high respect about the woman as it is in Greece or other places. And I think partially is because of the tradition. So like when you go to war,
Hmm.
you go to war because of your wife, to protect your wife, family,
Sure.
mother, right? So I think has part to do with when you go to war, you have to fight for something sacred, and that is your mother, your parents, your family, your daughter, right? And yeah, definitely there is a very high respect um, for the woman in Greece, even though you don't have this kind of like cons or like advertising like, okay, we should respect, right?
Hmm.
Because it's a common sense that yeah, you should do that, right?
Okay.
Because there's many reasons, right? Like I mean, a woman is sacred because in terms of like as a son, for instance, like your mother is the most almost the most important person of your life, right?
For sure.
She gave you life, so there is no need to tell to start saying like, oh, you should respect your mother. I mean, that's very common sense. Like it's a common sense to think about, right? So yeah, I think it's a different society. But if you go to Greece, someone might say, "Oh my God, what are you doing about like it's so traditional, almost like, like you see, like it's considered normal, like to be like for a man to be in the kitchen, he can say, "Oh, I don't do that kind of stuff," right? And you can see that's very common.
Dude,
But
I
that
see
man,
this in you, bro.
I try my best.
You try your best in the kitchen.
Yeah,
Hey,
Ronaldin, don't. I'm pretty sure you would agree.
hey, I'll tell one story. Side note,
Tell me.
I tried to teach Mene how to make bread, and we were making traditional sourdough bread. Like old school shit. And
That was
after
hard.
after 10 minutes, Mene's like, "Okay, I'm done. I'm done." I'm like, "Dude, we got like a lot more to go here." Like,
My father is much better. My father is much better. Like he actually can cook. He can cook. I think it's a personal thing. Like my brother is very good too, Johan. He's very good at cooking. Actually, he enjoys it. I view it as a waste of time. But sometimes I do it and I'm like, oh, this is actually therapeutic. Like it unplugs you very well.
I think it does. I think
But
it
it's
does.
like to me, I'm like, like I'd rather be coding. I'd rather be doing something else.
It's particularly